Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You wanna be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You wanna be where everybody knows your name. You wanna go where people know people are all the same. You wanna go where everybody knows your name.
Hello, my name is Scott Loridge, and I have the distinct pleasure of serving as Scullen's building principal. Let me please welcome all of you to our very first, and hopefully last, remote learning curriculum night. As you have the opportunity to peruse through our teachers' curriculum night information, you will notice that our teachers are going above and beyond to meet the educational needs of your children. I am so proud of the work that this staff and our students have put into remote learning during this very strange time in education. I am also incredibly proud of the Scullen administrative team, consisting of Courtney DiFiore and Joe Paratori. These two individuals are so creative and constantly developing ways to make Scullen the best it can be for all of our sharks. Let me send it over to Joe Paratori for information on communication. Take it away, Joe.
Hi, I'm Joe Paratori. I'm one of the assistant principals here at Scullen. And while your students aren't here this school year, we're super excited to have them back working with our teachers. I'm going to talk to you tonight a little bit about our communication that we have here at Scullen and ways you can keep up to date with information we have here in the building.
First form of communication I'd like to talk to you about is the Scullen Middle School website. Here you're going to find information regarding our building. On the right, you will see kind of a building calendar. In the middle, you'll see some announcements that have been made throughout the week. And at the very top where it says Scullen Middle School Remote Learning Info page is where you're going to find everything you need to know about remote learning. If you go ahead and click that image, it'll take you to a page that offers assistance regarding technology, social and emotional support, as well as just some announcements for students and for parents regarding remote learning. At the top of that page, you'll see where it says Remote Learning Assignments. Here we have asked our teachers to post their assignments for remote learning so it's easier for you to access and understand what your child needs to complete while they are at home learning. Encore classes have been divided up by grade level, and core classes have been located by team. I'm going to go ahead and select Team 7-2 as an example to show you what it looks like. It takes you to a page that has a calendar with a date and then the subject, and you can identify clearly what needs to be completed for that class on that day for your child. We hope that this is going to help you be able to track your child's assignments and what they need to complete while they are at home. Next form of communication I would like to talk to you about is our Scullen newsletter. Mr. Loridge sends these out from time to time, and they will include some events as well as information that you need to know regarding Scullen. So please take the time to read through these as they include a ton of important information about our school year. Finally, I'd like to talk to you guys about our Scullen Middle School Twitter account. While you may not be on Twitter, that's okay. If you are, please follow us at Scullen Sharks. And here we will, from time to time, we'll post announcements or events that are coming up in our building, as well as just try to keep you clued in on what it looks like or what's going on in our classrooms or what's going on with remote learning with our students. We hope this information is helpful to you and that you're able to stay up to date with what's going on at Scullen with all of this communication. Up next, I'm going to throw it over to my colleague, Courtney DiFiore, who's going to talk to you guys about Genius Hour.
Thanks, Joe. My name's Courtney DiFiore, and I'm one of the assistant principals here at Scullen. I'm really excited about this school year and all the great learning experiences we have to offer students. One being Genius Hour, which I'm going to tell you a little bit more about.
If you look at the weekly schedule, you will see Genius Hour from 1 to 2 o'clock on Monday afternoons. Genius Hour is an enrichment opportunity for students to explore their own passion and encourages creativity. Students can then submit their final products to their grade level Genius Hour Google Classroom, which I'll show in this presentation tonight. In order to access the Genius Hour information, you will need your child's single sign-on or SSO login information. Once you are in your student's SSO account, you will click on the Google Classroom icon and then click on the Genius Hour Classroom. So for today's presentation, I'm going to access the 6th grade Genius Hour classroom, but all the grade level classrooms for Genius Hour have the exact same information in them. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the 6th grade Genius Hour classroom, and you'll be brought to this first page where there may be announcements for students, just reminding them of deadlines to submit their work. But the most important tab you're going to see here is classwork. This houses all the different topics and resources that you will need to utilize for Genius Hour. So the first topic you see here is called Getting Started with Genius Hour. So if we click on that topic, you can access a YouTube video about getting inspired with Genius Hour ideas, as well as a Google slideshow presentation on what Genius Hour at Scullin will look like. From this slide, you're able to access the next one on the left hand here. It's called Choice Boards. You click on the choice boards, you will see 2 different slides on the left hand side with 9 choices each. So students have 18 different choices for their Genius Hour project. Your child can then find one that they're especially excited about and use that Genius Hour time from 1 to 2 on Monday afternoons to work on their project. Students may submit as many Genius Hour projects as they would like, and they may work on these projects with another student in the same grade level. All Genius Hour projects are due by October 29th. So just to show you a few, here's a cooking one. Create your own recipe and then make it. You can show us through a recipe card or through a video what your recipe is and how it was made. If I click on the second slide, maybe I'm really into Minecraft and I want to take this Minecraft architect one. Can you research and plan out how to make a scale replica of a famous building? So again, just a couple choices for students. I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this slide and go back to our Google Classroom. And I'm going to click on this interactive journal. Now, the interactive journal is optional. If a student chooses to document their progress during Genius Hour or wants to use the interactive journal as an organizational tool, all they would need to do is make a copy and rename it. So I'd open the document, I'd go to File, make a copy, entire presentation, and then I would name it Joe's Genius Hour Journal. And then they have their own copy, which they'll be able to access, and they can write and they can put pictures in their journal for their assignment. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of here, and I'm going to go back to our Google Classroom. I'm going to go to Creation Tools. This page outlines some different resources that students may find useful as they explore their topic and decide on the platform they want to use to complete their final product. So like I said, if the student who wanted to do the create your own recipe and make it, maybe they wanted to make a video. They might want to use WeVideo as one of their final platforms for their project. This will give them more information about how to access WeVideo and how to make a WeVideo. I'm going to exit out of here and go back into our check-ins. Now, your student will not need to do any check-ins with Scullin staff, but what students can do is open up this Google form and make a Genius Hour suggestion. So maybe your child's really passionate about something specific that they didn't see on this choice board for this for these 5 weeks. So maybe they want to use this Google form to suggest something for next time. And so we'll compile these suggestions and then we'll pull some of them for our next choice board. I'm going to go back to our Google Classroom, go to the last one, which is assignments. If you click on the Genius Hour project assignment slide, there is a checklist that students should use prior to submitting their final product. Once they have reviewed the checklist and are ready to submit, they can do so by submitting their project in the assignment section of the Genius Hour Google Classroom. As students begin to submit their Genius Hour masterpieces, Scullin staff will be reaching out to students to see if they are interested in showcasing their hard work with their advisory class, maybe with their team, or even their grade level if the student chooses to. And that's what Genius Hour is all about. We can't wait to see what our fantastic Scullin students create. Go Sharks!
Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name. everybody knows your name. You wanna go where people know people are all the same. You wanna go where everybody knows your name.
Morning, everybody.
Scott!